Hello, or happy holidays, I guess, depending on whatever you're celebrating around this time of year. And as promised, I'm going to do the 12 films of Christmas, but this is going to be alternate Christmas movies. So let's go. So as I mentioned, these are going to be 12 alternate Christmas movies. Now, we're not going to have Gremlins and Die Hard in there because we all know those ones. So there might be a few surprises in here, but I think this video is going to have something for everyone. Everything from sort of superhero movies and family movies to slasher movies and all-out horror. So let's go. So in at number 12, we have Inside, and this is from 2007. It's a French movie, and it is all about a pregnant woman who is a widow, and she is being terrorized on Christmas Eve by the psychopath with a big pair of scissors. It's very, very tense. It's got some great performances, and it just gives you a real sense of sort of foreboding festiveness. So that's all I can say with that one. If you haven't seen it, definitely track it down. It's worth a watch. So at number 11, it's a bit of a controversial one, and this is Santa's Sleigh. Now, this one is all about Santa, who is actually Satan's only son. Stay with me on this. He's Satan's only son, and he made a bet hundreds of years ago and lost the bet, and that meant that he had to be nice, kind, and generous throughout his life. However, the bet is now off and he's resumed his killing ways, and he's basically out to kill you whether you're naughty or nice. Doesn't really matter. It's as crazy as it sounds. This is an absolutely insane movie. Santa is played by Goldberg, the wrestler, and I can't say anything but just watch it and revel in the stupidness of it. I will say it's quite irreverent, so if you're easily offended, do not watch it. You can catch the opening scene on YouTube and the full movie on YouTube, so if you don't like the opening scene, don't watch the rest of it. But I will say I had a lot of fun watching this. And it's something that I don't usually recommend to everyone, but it's definitely an experience, and it's definitely one you won't forget in a hurry. So at number 10, we have Brazil, and this is an incredible spectacle. It's a mind-bending movie from Terry Gilliam, and it's all about a man who is in a sort of really boring sort of bureaucrat job, and starts having these daydreams about being a hero in this fantastic world, and seeing the woman of his dreams in his daydream. And then he gets to meet her in reality, and both worlds start to kind of merge in his mind a little bit. I will say that this isn't over the top with its sort of festiveness. There is a lot of Christmas iconography in here, and there is a little bit of something for everyone, but it is a very strange film. So if you like your films weird, then this one's for you. And if you haven't seen it yet, it's definitely worth watching. And at number 9, we have Black Christmas. Now, there have been many Black Christmas films over the years, but the one that I'm talking about is from 2019, and this is a sort of feminist slasher movie, very Gen Z, and this is all about a female frat house that is being terrorized by a killer or killers, and they're basically trying to stay alive and figure out what's been happening to all of their friends because they're all alone for the holidays. I really enjoyed this movie. It's a lot of fun. It doesn't really always take itself too seriously, but I think it had a nice message of sisterhood in it, and also it had some quite fun kills as well, some unexpected moments. I watched it on Netflix, so if you can find it, go check it out. In at number 8, we have what I consider to be a perfect Christmas movie, and that is Krampus. And this one stars Toni Collette, who is fantastic in everything, let's face it. And this one is all about her son, who is becoming a little bit disheartened and a little bit bullied around Christmas time, and is starting to lose his belief in Santa. He makes a wish and unfortunately, unknowingly, unleashes Krampus, which is the sort of demon of Christmas. and his family become trapped in their house and sort of terrorized by Krampus and all of his minions. Now, this one is a great mixture of comedy and horror, so it's a really good one for the whole family. It's got loads of different layers to it. It's got a really beautiful animated scene in it as well. I can't recommend this enough. I think it's fantastic. It's so much fun. It has a few scares, but nothing too intense, and just a really lovely message to it as well. So if you haven't seen it yet, I believe it's on Netflix at the minute, so go check it out. It's so good. So at number 7, we have P2. And this one is set on Christmas Eve, and it's all about a woman who has stayed late at her office job and is about to leave for Christmas, and she gets trapped in a multi-story car park on level P2 and starts to realise that she may not be trapped by coincidence, and that there is a psychopath who is out to get her and trying to kidnap her. This one is incredibly tense. I love this movie. There's some really, really great dialogue between the two characters. It doesn't have a lot of characters in this movie, but the performances are amazing, and it just gives you that sort of real sense of foreboding when, we've all been in a situation where we're in a car park at night and it just feels really unsafe. Well, this plays on that. P2 is not that widely known, but if you haven't seen it yet, go and check it out. I love this movie. So at number 5, we have quite a modern superhero movie, and that is Shazam. So this one is a DC movie, so it's in the same universe as Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman, but it's certainly not as dark and dour as some of those ones. And this one is all about a boy called Billy who is quite kind and pure of heart, and he is summoned by a wizard, and the wizard gives him powers to turn into Shazam, who is this adult man who has loads of different powers of Greek gods, but he still has the personality of a 10-year-old boy. So it's quite a wacky concept. It's been around for a long, long time, this story, and he used to be called Captain Marvel. And this one is quite fun. It's a good holiday movie. I have to admit, it's probably not one of my favourite superhero movies. I didn't really like it the first time I watched it, but watching it as a Christmas movie, I can definitely appreciate it a little bit more. And I will say, if you haven't seen it, it's definitely one that you could watch on sort of Christmas Day afternoon with the family around. It's a lot of fun. So at number 4, we have a beautiful Tim Burton movie in Edward Scissorhands. So this one is a classic in my humble opinion, and it stars Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder, who are both fantastic in this movie. So this one is like a modern day fairy tale, but it's all about a man who is created by an inventor and has scissors for hands, so he was never really finished, and he is sort of isolated up in a castle away from the small town. When the inventor dies, he is all alone, and he's found by the local Avon lady, and she takes him into her home, and they basically start to treat him like one of the family, even though he doesn't really know his surroundings. It's that sort of typical fish out of water kind of thing. It's a really stunning movie. It looks amazing. It's got a lovely colour palette to it, and some really quirky characters. I think it's probably one of Tim Burton's best movies. I think it's back when he was just really, really creative, and around this time made some really wonderful movies that have stood the test of time. So it's perfect to watch around this time of year, and doesn't sort of go overboard with the Christmas theme. It's sort of more towards the end of the movie that comes into it, but it's just a really nice film to watch around this time of year. So if you haven't watched it, I'm very surprised, but check it out. It's currently on Disney+. So at number 3, we have A Christmas Horror Story, and this one is an anthology movie. So if you follow my channel, you'll know that I did a 10 anthology horror movies that you might have missed video recently, and that'll be in the description if you want to check it out. But this one, I didn't put it on there because I knew I was going to put it on this list. So this one is all about a radio DJ played by William Shatner, who is sort of telling little stories stories, and it cuts to various different Christmas mini horror stories. They all vary from mildly scary to outright insane. There is a really great one where Santa is attacked by zombie elves and he has to defend himself, and it's incredible. There's also one where Santa has to fight Krampus, which is very funny. I can't recommend this enough. It's just hilarious. It's really, really good fun. And it's definitely one that has a little bit of something for everyone if you're a horror fan. So yeah, track this down. A Christmas Horror Stories, really good time. So at number 2, this is a movie that is not only one of my favourite Christmas movies, but one of my favourite movies of all time, and that is The Long Kiss Goodnight. So this is from the 90s, and this stars Gina Davis, who is fantastic in this movie, and also Samuel L. Jackson, and has some great one-liners from Brian Cox as well. So this one is all about a school teacher played by Gina Davis who has amnesia and doesn't remember anything past the last 8 years. So she starts to realise that the former personality or the former life that she had is starting to re-emerge in her mind, and she starts to realise that she used to be a very, very dangerous government assassin, and that government assassin is coming back. It's a fantastic action movie. It has a great script to it, and also a really, really good soundtrack. I've had the soundtrack on CD since the 90s. I can't recommend this enough. Really, it doesn't feel like Christmas until I've watched this, but I could watch it all year round. It's so, so good. It's got some really great sort of iconic action scenes, and a wonderful performance from Gina Davis, as well as Samuel L. Jackson's usual sort of, quips and one-liners. Yeah, if you haven't seen this and you can't find it on any streaming service, just buy it. I can't recommend it enough. As I say, it's so good. Long Kiss Goodnight, check it out. So before our final pick, I want to hear from you. So what are your favourite Christmas movies? Are they really traditional ones, or are they really out there? Are they on this list? Are there any that you think I should be watching, or any that, having watched this list, you think I should check out? So let me know in the comments. Obviously, if you enjoyed the list, leave a like, subscribe, do all the lovely YouTube things. It means that you'll be able to, see some of my videos in the algorithm again, because as we know, the algorithm is always against really small channels. But yeah, let me know what you think. What are your traditions around the holiday season as well, in terms of movies and TV? What do you love watching? For me, on Christmas Eve every year, I always watch the He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special. It's been that way since I was little. I still enjoy it. That's my tradition. It's on YouTube now, so I don't have to get the DVD or the video out. But yeah, that's mine. But let's get on to the final pick. So in at number 1, this is my favourite Christmas movie, and also it's my favourite Batman movie. It's Batman Returns. It has to be. So this is a wonderful sort of tour de force by Tim Burton again. It's very, very stylish and has some of the most iconic performances ever in a superhero movie, in my humble opinion. So this one stars Michael Keaton as Batman, and he is facing off against Penguin, played by Danny DeVito, who is an orphan who is trying to find out who his real parents are, and also has some psychotic tendencies. He is also facing off against Catwoman, who is played by Michelle Pfeiffer in an absolutely iconic role. I don't think there's going to be a Catwoman that will ever top this one, to be honest. And this one is just wonderful to watch around this time of year. Really beautiful scenery. The soundtrack by Danny Elfman is probably his best work, and it's just a really, really lovely movie to watch, but it also just feels really dark and really messed up. So it's a very strange Batman movie. It doesn't feel like a particular sort of superhero movie either. But yeah, if you can track this down, it's so, so good. I have to watch it every year around this time. I can't help it, and I'll definitely be watching it on Christmas Eve this year. So yeah, go and find Batman Returns, and if you haven't watched it, enjoy. So that's it. That's the 12 alternative movies of Christmas for me. And they were in no particular order, really, but they're just movies that I really, really love and wanted to recommend in case you hadn't seen them. So do let me know what you think of them if you go away and watch them. But yeah, whatever you do around this time of year and however you celebrate it, whether it's with family or chosen family, I hope you have a really nice time, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.